So I originally planned something totally different for today's video, but then I saw this 18-week 07A, a new snapshot for Minecraft, and it's not just a boring snapshot with bug fixes, but it has a lot of features, and I'm really excited to show you what's in it, so let's go. So we're in-game now, and the first thing that came to my attention is what the heck is going on with the oceans. It is not a visual or graphic glitch, but instead it's kelp. It's the plant that we saw in the Minecon video, if you've seen that, which was around the coral reefs. And we also have another plant down here next to that zombie. I'm not sure what he's doing there, which is seagrass. You can harvest seagrass using shears. If you just punch it like that, it'll break, obviously in creative mode, but also in survival mode. And you seem to have two varieties of it. This one, which is 1 block tall or half a block tall graphically, and then this one, which seems to have grown out of the one that was smaller. But the more interesting plant for us in this case would be kelp. This is for decoration only, but this can be used. It reminds me of sugarcane or cacti, with the difference that it grows taller than 3 blocks. So when you want to harvest it, I'll just punch it right here so the items above it drop in creative mode. In survival mode, each kelp seems to drop 1 kelp item, and you can see another feature right now, which is that the items float to the top, which didn't happen before, which is probably good. If you die underwater, you won't have to search the floor for your items, but they will be on the surface, which is good and probably useful for some farms like ink sacs or, well, kelp. So what can you do with kelp? Well, you can put it in a furnace, which I've done right here, and you'll get dried kelp. Now you can eat it. It's not very good. We can just go into survival mode so we can try that out. You can see I've got 2 hunger bars right now, and I can eat some kelp or dried kelp, and it won't last long. You can see it restores only half a hunger bar, and when I run around for a little bit, it already breaks down, which you can see right there. 1 hunger bar gone. So it doesn't last very long, but you can eat it quickly, and when you can mass produce it, it might be a good opportunity to make some food. So speaking of mass production, I have conducted some experiments, which I guess is good when you have a new feature like this. So on the ocean floor you have 3 main blocks. You have gravel, you have sand, and then there's also dirt where this kelp might grow. And I placed 12 plants per block, so gravel, sand and dirt, and wanted to see if one is preferred from the kelp to be grown on, but it doesn't seem like it. It reminds me of the debate about sugarcane, where you had sand or dirt, which one grows faster. It's actually the same speed on both materials. It's just I guess luck in tick speeds, and it didn't really seem to make a difference, or big of a difference. The sand right now has 1 plant which is not grown up, but that's alright. In the beginning I could see, well, there's one with the gravel as well. In the beginning I could see that gravel grew a little quicker, but I think that's just a coincidence. So it doesn't seem to matter what material you choose, the kelp will grow. And you can just place it down by taking 1 item. Wait, there we have it, and then you can just go underwater and plomp it down right there. You can also build it up if you get the hitbox right, and then you can make your own kelp plant. But it will grow relatively quickly, and you will have your kelp farm, which very basically would work like this. So the items float to the top, you can just destroy it like that, and this one will regrow. Well, yeah, there you could see one. It grows super quickly, and then you can just collect it like this and dry it in a furnace if that floats your boat. What you can also do with the dried kelp, instead of a food source, you can make dried kelp blocks. I've tested this out in survival. It doesn't seem to work, and this is obviously not dried kelp, so I can try it long enough. And I have some other materials here, dried kelp, but this doesn't really seem to give me any blocks. So maybe there's a trick to it. Maybe you cannot do it right now, but I was expecting it to just be 9 dried kelp items to create this block. Maybe you need a lead or something. I'll look into it and see if anything works out until some of the next videos. Alright, that was feature number 1, kelp. Pretty cool plant. It adds some texture to the oceans, definitely, and it grows fairly quickly, so it's also a potential new food source. A small feature which I like especially is squid. So let's go back into survival mode quickly, and what squid will do now is if you punch them, they will shoot out ink, so maybe you cannot see them, and they will also swim away fairly quickly. I've never seen squid swim so quickly before. So when we hit it, it will shoot out those ink particles. They don't hurt me right now. What is hurting me is that I'm drowning, and yeah. One other thing that I wanted to tell you about is swimming. You can now see that I do have a swim. Ooh, better get away from that zombie before I tell you. Is that we have a swimming motion which looks like this. This is really interesting. It works regularly. Swimming works like this if you just hit the W key or your walk key, and if you double tap it or hit your run key, you will make a swimming motion which well, yeah, looks like this. Sort of reminds me of Elytra, and you can swim relatively quickly underwater now, which I think is pretty cool. And you can also, up to this point, catch some air when you are in kelp, but I'm thinking that that will be fixed in the near future, because that's not really what you want. What the developers wanted for air underwater is using magma blocks. So let's switch back to creative before I die here. These magma blocks do not generate at the moment in the game, but we can take one, or we can look for one really quickly and place it underwater and see what it does. We've already seen a preview of that on MyCon. Oh man, this is deep. And it'll do something like this. So it'll create this twirling effect from the water, so you can breathe when you're inside of it, but it will also drag you down, as this motion suggests. So this bubble column, as they call it, will be dangerous, but it will also give you air. So let's check that out in survival. I haven't checked that out before, so this is a first for me as well. So what does it do when we swim inside of it? Well, ooh, yeah, I can definitely tell that it's trying to drag me down. So it is dangerous when it's really low on the ground, because it can definitely pull you down, and maybe the advantage of giving you air is not that great. So be careful when you're around magma blocks. Lucky for us, it is not in the game yet. Alright, so you're probably wondering why there's glass right here, and I don't know what I was expecting, but I tried an experiment with a new mob, which I want to show you really quickly right now. Maybe I can find one swimming around. I'm not positive that I will, but I found some while I generated this world. No, that's seagrass. For the sake of this video, I'll just use the spawn egg, but know that they do spawn and they are around, which is turtles. So they will look something like this. They do swim around in the water. They're pretty quick. Well, I guess they're water animals, so they gotta be quick. And they also walk on land, which looks something like this. And they lay eggs in their home beach, at their home beach, which looks something like this. So what I did is I placed, I think, 32 eggs and tried to film them for a little while so that I could see what happens if they hatch, if anything happens. And it turns out that a zombie spawned in and broke all the eggs, which, well, is nice to know that zombies are dangerous to turtle eggs, but not really that cool that they didn't hatch, but maybe that's a feature that they will add. Maybe I did something wrong, maybe they need a certain amount of days and cannot be disturbed by zombies. Who knows? I'll also look into that. This is just an overview of all the features that they added. So another thing that we have is items that the turtles drop. So what you could see is this right here, which is the turtle shell piece, which they will drop when they are killed, and then you can apparently convert this into a helmet, which looks like this. It gave me some potion effects, as you can see, which is right there, water breathing for 10 seconds. So let's go into the water and see what it does. Let's first set the time. Hold on. Let's first set the time to daytime so I won't get killed, and then turn me back into survival mode. And if we go down, yeah, you can definitely tell that my bubbles are really good. So the turtle helmet seems to do a pretty good job at the moment. Now it's wearing off, and now I don't have the potion effect anymore. So what happens when I go back to the air? Gives me the same thing. So when I something was attacking me. Oh no, skeleton. Oh no, no thank you. Now they're killing each other, which is good, creative. Man. Okay, so it seems to regenerate every time you take a breath of air, which is cool. You get an additional 10 seconds of air, and you can craft it from turtle shells. Alright, another thing that was added was the ability to strip logs. You can see one example right up there on the top of this island, which is an experiment that I did. I wanted to see if this acacia would die when I used my axe on it. Now if you would use it regularly, of course it would, but with the new feature, obviously it doesn't. This has been around for about an hour now and it does not die. But what am I even talking about? Well, you can use your axe now by right clicking on the logs, and you can skin, in a sense, or strip the wood logs. They look pretty cool. It doesn't really do anything to the tree, as I have found out yet. Normally the tree should dry out and maybe die. Not sure about that, but it looks cool. It gives you the opportunity to build something different with your trees or with the wood, which is, yeah, a new feature that they also added. I like those little tweaks and things that are different from bug fixes. Bug fixes don't really interest me, and probably not the vast majority of Minecraft players, but the new features, that's what's interesting. Two more things is that they added another mob, which was also voted for on Minecon, which is the Phantom. I will also use a spawn egg, but the description on the Minecraft page is as follows. You look tired. When's the last time you got a decent night's rest? Bad things happen to those who don't sleep. They start to hallucinate and see what's really there. Interesting, right? Let's take that helmet off because those potion effects are annoying. So apparently when you don't sleep for a certain amount of time, these phantoms will spawn, and they look something like this. They attack from above, as it seems. Well, not right now, it's not flying, but if we spawn it a little higher up, it also goes down. Alright, sort of like a kite. Alright, so never mind. So when I was in survival, they attacked me quite brutally and they killed me in an instant, but I also had some damage previously, so I don't know how much damage they do. I will also look into that, or maybe you know some data about them, but that's really cool. They added a mob that the community voted on, which is nice. Alright, another thing is the Trident. Trident. It's been some time since we last had a weapon added. In fact, it was never added. We never had a weapon added in the past, and I'm looking for the Trident. We'll also use the search feature right now. This image is broken at the moment, but they said that they would still implement that, so don't worry about it. So the Trident, it is not obtainable as of right now, but it will be in the future. Maybe it has to do something with shipwrecks, which we also heard about, but it is a weapon for melee and also for distance. So do we have anybody who wants to be killed around? Obviously not. Now they're all hiding. Let's see here. I had some pigs running around, but apparently they heard about me as well. Okay, there's a sheep. Sheep have to die right now. So when I hit my right key, or when I hold it down, it acts like a bow, which you can draw back, and you can then let go of it, and it'll kill your sheep. And it looks something like that when it sticks in the ground. So it's really powerful. They also said that it was overpowered. My birds are going to town, I'm sorry about that. And you can then collect it like this. There are certain enchantments which will bring back the Trident, which will make you swim faster. And there's another one which I cannot remember at the moment. But you can use it for melee and also for shooting around. So pretty cool weapon, and I'm excited to see what the new enchantments do to it and how it all can be obtained. Alright, I think that covered most of the features. Oh, one more thing is Prismarine Stairs. So when we check out Prismarine, you can see that we now have some new stairs and also some slabs. How nice. So something for builders, but also new mobs and new plants and new chances and opportunities for farms being built. So expect some more videos in the future. If you would like to see them, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell if you haven't already, and then I will see you next time. And let me know what you think about the update. I'm super excited. It's been enough time since we last had a real update, so let's see us all in the next video. Bye bye.